Hello, my dear students. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to see the Republicanism of Niccolo Machiavelli. You already know I have made the lectures on Plato that has got tremendous support from you. So please also like this Niccolo Machiavelli's lecture, Aristotle's lecture, and I am going to make the whole series of Western political thought. The Western political thought is already available in Hindi version. So one who want or aspire to watch that video can go into my playlist and they can check those lectures. So now we are going to study about Niccolo Machiavelli's Republicanism. So first of all, one should know that Machiavelli said that the main purpose of government is to exercise the power over people. That is the main aim and objective of a government, to exercise the power over the people. And government can be classified into two categories. One can be republican government, the other one can be principalities. Principalities are basically the kingdoms which are governed by the monarchs, prince, kings, and republics are ruled by the representatives who are elected by the people. So republics are the first choice of Machiavelli. According to Machiavelli, the best form of government is republics, and the second best form of government is monarchy or principalities, which is ruled by the kings. Now you may wonder, if republics is the best form of government for Machiavelli, why the Machiavelli supported a monarchy kind of government, a kind of principality under the rule of prince in Italy? Then you need to understand, Machiavelli, he believed that to become a successful republic, there must be stability and there must be order in such kind of society. But if you will see the scenario in then Italy, during the time of Machiavelli, the Italy was neither stable, the Italy doesn't had any order at all. In fact, the Italy was corrupt, the society was corrupt. So according to Machiavelli, a society where there is stability, order, and a society which is corruption free, that can only have successful republican government. Otherwise it cannot have successful republican government. So in order to bring these attribute, these feature to Italy, that Italy should also become stable, in meanwhile gradually it should also have a corruption free society. So he advocated a powerful prince, a kind of principality, a kind of monarchy, so that that monarchy can bring stability, order, it can make the society corruption free, and later on the republicanism can be established, can be replaced, right? So this was the point which we need to remember. So now, who was the favorite king of Machiavelli? Machiavelli believed the Lorenzo Magnificent. Means Lorenzo the Magnificent. Here I am giving the name of the king. Just a second. This king, Lorenzo, was the best king according to Machiavelli. So therefore, he was advocating for monarchy in Italy, and he said that Lorenzo is that king. Lorenzo is that person who can bring a stability, who can make Italian society corruption free. So he advocated for the rule of the prince. In fact, you should also remember the point. The Prince, a very famous work of Machiavelli, was written keeping the Lorenzo in the center. It was written for Lorenzo, for impressing Lorenzo. So this is important point. So what are the important features? What are the important necessary condition which should be there for a republican government? So as I told you, there must be stability and order in the society. The society must be corruption free. The people must have civic virtue in that particular society. If a particular society, if the people of the particular society does not have civic virtue, we cannot have the successful republican government over there. So what I mean by civic virtue, so here by civic virtue I mean that people should have love towards the country. The people should think beyond their self interest, they should think beyond their self interest, and they should think for the interest of others as well. So if such kind of people is there in a society who is loving their country and who think beyond their self interest, so that society is having civic virtue, and that society is quite good for becoming a republican society. And the last one is political unification. There must be political unification. That means all people should be under the rule of a central authority, a central government, and all people should pay allegiance to the central authority. They should obey, they should have obedience towards central authority. So that is the meaning of political unification. In other words, the society must have a nation state. So if there is nation state, that means the people who are feeling a kind of commonness among each other, and they are having allegiance toward the central government, the central authority, then that society is in fact capable of being a republican society. So these are four conditions which was essential for becoming a republican society. But you remember, then Italy, when Machiavelli was there in Italy in medieval period, the Italy lacked all these characteristics. Italy had none. Therefore, instead of supporting republican government, he supported monarchy by the prince, and his favorite prince was Lorenzo. So he believed when the Lorenzo will govern the Italy, he will bring stability and order, he will make the society corruption free, he will inculcate the civil virtue or the civic virtue within the people, and he will make the Italy united. And after these features would be fulfilled by Italy, then Italy can strive for, then Italy could have in future a kind of republic government. Now let us see that what are the features of republican government according to Machiavelli. So Machiavelli's republic government was democratic. That means it was elected by the people. But remember, this democracy is not conterminous, is not same as contemporary democracy, the modern liberal democracy. In modern liberal democracy, we have principle of one person, one vote, one value. But the Machiavelli's democracy was not based on universal adult franchise. Each and every adult was not allowed to vote. Only such male adults were allowed to vote who had civic virtue, who had property and education. So this is the point which you should note. The women, as I already said, that only male with civic virtues were allowed, male with property, with education were allowed to elect the government. It is implicit that women were not allowed, women were kept apart from this democratic process. Then there was a some kind of liberty. Then again, this liberty was in limited sense in Italy at that time. Sorry, not in Italy. According to Machiavelli, the Machiavelli is talking about his republican government. So according to Machiavelli, in any republican government there should be liberty. But this liberty is again not conterminous to the civil liberty which we get in contemporary societies, in our present societies, like freedom of speech and expression, freedom to form association, freedom to protest against government. Here the liberty and freedom was limited. One should choose their life partner, one should choose the education, that what education he wanted to pursue, one should choose that what religion he wanted to follow, one should choose only the private sphere of their life. They were not given the liberty that they could have, or they should, like, they could protest against the government, or they could make association, and they could again protest against government. So these liberties were not over there. So very important point here, I'll note down that Machiavelli also supported the ideological dissent. Dissent means disagreement. Machiavelli said that in a society there may be the dissent among the people, disagreement among the people. And he said that this kind of disagreement is healthy, is good for republic government. It keep republic government alive. It keep republic government dynamic. Other thinkers before Machiavelli, they believed that if there will be disagreement, then the society would be divided. But Machiavelli said, no, this would not be the case if there would be ideological dissent, and if this dissent is conveyed in peaceful manner, the society will become healthy and it would be good for the republican government. So from here I can also say the philosophy of pluralism which we see nowadays, pluralism where there is more than one group in one society. This pluralism or multiculturalism see to have inspiration from the Machiavelli's philosophy. They withdraw the inspiration from Machiavelli's philosophy. So you can say that Machiavelli is precursor, Machiavelli is ancestor of pluralism or multiculturalism. The other characteristics one could see of Republican government, there must be equality, there must be social equality as well, because Machiavelli believed if there will be no equality, there would be dissatisfaction within the people would be discontent, and when people are discontent from within, they will revolt, they will protest, and revolution and protest will again make the society unstable, and the society would be in a kind of disorder. So therefore, to protect the society from disorder and instability, Machiavelli advocated for equality. There must be the equality among the people, and this must be ensured by the Republican government. He said that legal structures are not enough. If you are making the laws for the society, that is not enough. You must substantiate your laws by social structure. If you will only make laws, nothing is going to happen. You should reform the society as well. Here I would give the example of India. In India, the dowry is prohibited, but nowadays the people think that dowry is their like right, their birthright, and they claim the dowry during the marriage. So despite having the legal structure in India, the dowry is still socially practiced. Despite the untouchability and caste system is banned, is abolished by constitution and by different laws, still the caste system and untouchability is followed in the society. I can also give the example of Africa. In South Africa, the apartheid has been banned, it has been abolished, but also in social domain, it is practiced nowadays as well. The people discriminate on the basis of the race. So there must be the change in the social orientation. Just the legal structure is not going to help. And this point Machiavelli was knowing from before. Therefore, he advocated for the social change with the legal change as well. The last one is the secularism. Machiavelli said that there must be the separation between the state and the religion. The religion should not command the state. Rather, if there is the necessity, if there is necessity in order to bring stability and order in the society, the state can command the religion. The secularism implicitly also mean that one could also choose their sect, their religion. Actually, there were not different religion when there was Machiavelli in his time. There was Christianity, and there were different sects of Christianity which were emerging a bit. Right? They were emerging. So reformation will happen later. Lutheran, Calvinist, they will actually come, right? So Machiavelli supported secularism, that people should have the freedom of religion. But Machiavelli didn't discarded the religion completely. Machiavelli believed, and the same was believed by Voltaire, the philosopher of French Revolution, who came very later. So Voltaire believed that if there is no God, there is need to invent God, because the God and religion is acting as disciplinary force, disciplinary power. And Machiavelli took a kind of utilitarian approach. Machiavelli understood the utility of religion, and he advocated the Republican government should make the use of religion in order to bring stability, in order to bring order in the society, in order to inculcate the civic virtue. You should teach to the people. If you will not have the civic virtue, if you will be selfish, the God is not going to forgive you. You will commit a sin, the people would be fearful, and they will inculcate the kind of civic virtue within themselves. You can actually create a narrative. If you will not love your country, this is again a sin. God is not going to forgive you. God is not going to accept you after your death. The people will become fearful. Again, they will love start. So they will start loving their country. So religion is important for Machiavelli for kind of for a kind of disciplinary power, because the religion provide a kind of disciplinary power, and it must be harnessed, it must be used by the republican government. It is important to know, right? So these are the things which we had to understand about republican government. If you want the notes of classical political philosophy, you can purchase the note. If you are a foreigner, you can pay by PayPal. And if you are an Indian and if you are a student of BA Political Science, then you can WhatsApp. The link is given in the description box and you can purchase the note just for 150 rupees. For foreigner students, the price would be different, obviously. So I hope you understood my lecture. Here, I could conclude that Machiavelli's republicanism was democratic, it had equality, liberty, legal structure, secularism. So as we compare the time of Machiavelli, the ideas of Machiavelli are advanced, they are radical, they are revolutionary, because Machiavelli was placed in such a situation where the religious laws were superior. So, in such a situation, if Machiavelli is advocating for this much freedom, it is really a revolutionary and radical step which was taken by Machiavelli. So, we can conclude like this, and you can complete your answer. If you will get a question, that write a short notes on republicanism, Machiavelli's republicanism. I hope you understood my lecture. So we are going to meet with another lecture. Have a nice day. Please subscribe my channel. Please give a thumbs up.